Alright everyone, this is part 2 of Unit 3, Vocabulary. I am Sam here with Wooten HS Social Studies Honor Society. First term we're going to start with is recall. Special election initiated by petition to allow citizens to remove an official from office before their term ends. Voter registration process, absentee form, motor voter law, have to be a citizen, submit a registration application. There's a variety of ways that you can register to vote, essentially. Those are the examples of voter registration process. And actually now the next term is the motor voter law, and what that is, register to vote when you get your driver's license. And the next term is political efficacy. This is a tricky one. It comes up on the test, as do a lot of these other ones specifically. It's the belief that a person can influence politics and public policy, making a vote makes a difference. So it's like everyone votes, but I'm convinced that I need to vote to make a difference that they'll win. My preferred candidate will win. Next we have runoff elections. So where no candidate receives a majority of votes, an election is held between two of the candidates who receive the most votes in the primary, and then they have another campaign run to see who will get elected. And then next is redistricting, and this goes into gerrymandering, which I referenced before in the previous video. It's to redraw party lines in order to balance population in all districts. Gerrymandering is to redraw party lines in a way to benefit a political party to help with elections in that state. So, for example, in the state of Maryland, there's been some recent gerrymandering which favors the Democratic Party over the Republicans. Next we have the franking privilege, and it's the privilege that allows members of Congress to mail letters and other materials to constituents for free. Pork barrel legislation that benefits a certain congressman or woman's state or district. It's a negative term. It's not a good thing. Crossover voting, voting for both parties, not being loyal to either party. So let's say I'm voting for two people in my state, and they're different positions completely. One of them's a Republican, one of them's a Democrat, and I vote for the two different parties. It's pretty self-explanatory, but just an example. Divided government, one party controls the executive and the other party controls one or both houses of Congress. Mass media, means of communication that are reaching the public, including newspaper, magazines, radio, TV, etc. Yellow journalism, journalism that exploits, distorts or exaggerates the news to create sensations and attract readers. Muckraking, which is often confused with yellow journalism, is the showing of the bad side of politics or the terribleness of an issue to expose corruption. Media leaks and scoops, using the media to release info about another candidate that could be embarrassing, damaging, press conferences, briefings. Political bias of media, real or imagined. Okay, I'm just going to restart. Political bias of media, real or imagined prejudice that is through to affect what stories journalists cover and how they report those stories. Media's role in setting agenda. Media chooses what they want to talk about, which gets the people talking about those issues, which make those issues hot, and everyone's talking about them. So it's how the media controls what issues are really big, or at least tries to. Sound bites are short snippets of information aimed at dramatizing a story rather than explaining its substantive meaning. So everyone's heard, in those attack ads, those really short snippets that take anything they're saying out of context to make it seem bad or good, and that's essentially what it is. And radio shows do it also. High-tech politics in which the behavior of citizens and policy makers and the agenda itself are shaped around technology such as Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Press conference, unrestricted meeting between the media and the White House and a White House official. And investigative journalism is the use of in-depth reporting to unearth scandals, scams, and schemes, which at times put a reporter in an adversarial relationships with political leaders. Sorry, I forgot how to pronounce adversarial. Adversarial. I still can't say it. Censorship. So it's the suppression of speech or the public communication which could be harmful or politically incorrect. Presidential debates, a series of debates where two presidential candidates voice their positions on specific issues. Media impact on public opinion, how issues and candidates are perceived. Media coverage of elections, tracking polls, constantly looking to exploit weaknesses or mistakes of candidates. Horse race, media coverage when emphasis is on gaining or losing of a candidate. Issue support, issues that aren't even being discussed. So then next we have candidate-centered politics. Candidate-centered campaigns. The candidate himself is criticized or questioned on issues or positions. This happens all the time, at least nowadays. 12th Amendment. Okay, this is separate ballots for vice president and president candidates. And that's it for Unit 3. Thank you guys for listening. I will be moving on to Unit 4 in the next video. Unit 4 is a pretty long one, so we'll definitely be looking at that. Thank you for listening.